Hare Krishna. So we are doing letter of instruction, text number 7. स्यात् कृष्णनामचरितादिसिताप्यविद्या पीतोत्पतत् रसनस्य नरोचिकानो किन्त्वादरादनुदीनं खलु सैव जुष्टा स्वादिक्रमाद भवति तद्गतमूलहन्त्री. Mataji, I'll try one more time and then you say it. Syat Krishna Nama Charitadisitaptya Vidya Pitopatat Pitoptarasanasya Narochikanu Kintvadaradanudinam खलु सैव जुष्टा स्वाद्विक्रमाद भवति तद्गतमूलहन्त्री. Yes, Mataji.
Do you want me to recite, Mataji?
Yes, please.
Sya Krishna Nama Charitadisitāpya Vidya Pittopatapta Rasanasya Na Ruchikanu Kintvadarad Anudinam Khalu Saiva Jushta Swadvikramad Bhavati Tadgadamulahantri.
We'll do the word and word to word translation. Syat is Krishna, of Lord Krishna. Nama, the holy name. Charita Adi, character, pastimes, and so forth. Sita, sugar candy. Api, although. Avidya, of ignorance. Pita, by the bile. Upatapta, afflicted. Rasanasya, of the tongue. Na, not. Rochika, palatable. Nu, oh, how wonderful it is. Kintu, but. Adarat, carefully. Anudinam, every day or 24 hours daily. Khalu, naturally. Sa, that sugar candy of the holy name. Eva, certainly. Jushta, taken or chanted. Swadi, relishable. Kramat, gradually. Bhavati, becomes. Tadgada, of that disease. Mula, of the root. Hantri, the destroyer. Mataji, can you please read the translation?
Yes, Mataji. The holy name, character, pastimes, and activities of Krishna are all transcendently sweet like sugar candy. Although the tongue of one afflicted by the jaundice of avidya, ignorance, cannot taste anything sweet, it is wonderful that simply by carefully chanting these sweet names every day, a natural relish awakens within his tongue, and his disease is gradually destroyed at the root. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Every time you start a PowerPoint slideshow, it goes to the first. There is another way of translation to the same shloka from a different acharya. Mataji, do you want to read that as well, please?
Yes, Mataji. Those whose tongues are afflicted by the jaundice of avidya, or in other words, those who are afflicted by the ignorance born of being indifferent to Sri Krishna from a time without beginning, cannot relish the nectarian names, forms, qualities, and pastimes of Sri Krishna, which are compared to the sweetest sugar candy. Instead, These attributes taste bitter to them, but with great faith one regularly takes this sugar candy of chanting and hearing the transcendental names, forms, qualities, and pastimes of Sri Krishna. It gradually becomes relishable to him and destroys at the root his disease, the jaundice of avidya or indifference to Sri Krishna. In other words, he becomes spontaneously attached to Sri Krishna. Hare Krishna. Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So text 7, 8, and 9, they are the primary root, or they are the main three shlokas or verses of Nectar of Instructions. So we read from 1 to 6 is all about creating a buffer or creating space for a sadhak to understand 7, 8, and 9. 7, 8, and 9 has the gist of what Rupa Goswami is trying to give us. Um, before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it was all on ritualistic pratha. It was all on rules and regulation. Too much emphasis on rules and regulation. It wasn't at all close to spontaneous bhakti. It was a little bit of understanding love of God and all, but because the focus was on rituals and everything, the leaders, the acharyas, or at that time who were the pandits, teachers, they somehow or the other skipped or missed this spontaneous attraction towards Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Namo Mahavadanyaya, he was so magnanimous in giving mercy. He's more than Krishna. Krishna will see that whether that individual has the patrata. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu disregard all the patrata, all the eligibility of an individual soul, and he tried to give this Harinam to everyone. And as a result, in Kali Yuga, Harinam is the only way we can get out of this vicious circle of birth, age, old age, disease. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted his followers to preach to the world that yes, rituals are important, but also the love of God is also important. We need to understand the love first, then it will come automatically. So to understand love, the rituals were given, but rituals took the precedence on actual focus of this pratha, of this philosophy. Now, text number 7 is talking about how important it is for us to understand hearing. And what is hearing? While we chant, we hear what we chant. And text number 8 is talking about the place, the kala desha. No, so the desha is the place where we are inculcating this process, where we are progressing in our spiritual life. Places of dham, of the Lord's pastimes, the Lord's birthplace, things like that. And number 9 is talking about how we inculcate this chanting, remembering the place, and move forward towards love, which is prema bhakti. So now number 7, which we are going to talk about today, is the process of performing bhajan of Sri Krishna's name and pastime. Through that, chanting has been emphasized. So I have brought some, this page is going beyond the screen. I've brought some of the shlokas from different places like Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and then brought it together that how important it is chanting for us in this age of Kali. It is very hard to control our senses, we know that. It is very hard to sit in one place and meditate on different names, though names are very powerful, but it is hard for us to sit. So, Mataji, from Srimad Bhagavatam, I have pulled this shloka. Can you read this one? 7.5.23.
Uh,
Can you see?
Mataji, 7.523, correct?
Yes.
Okay. श्रवणं कीर्तनं विष्णु स्मरणं पादसेवनम् अर्चनं वन्दनं दास्यं सख्यम् आत्मनिवेदनम्.
What are these?
Mataji, 9 process of devotional service.
Yeah. So, 9 process of devotional service also talks about chanting. Chanting is one of the 9 process of devotional service. So, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says it is because Krishna is so attractive that hearing and chanting about him brings a person to the point of insatiable obsession with him and ultimately to constant remembrance of one's forgotten loving relationship with the Lord. So if someone says that, oh, my chanting is not that great, I'm not able to chant, I can't focus on chanting, what Srila Prabhupada says is chant, chant, chant. Yeah? Until until you get it clear, until you get it pakka in it, you keep doing it. Chant, what Srila Prabhupada says is fake it till you get it, right? So even if you think that you're not able to chant properly or you're not able to concentrate on the words, do it for the sake of doing it. Because someone told you to chant, do it. So chanting is so important. Why? Because whose name are we chanting? Are we chanting any country's name? Are we chanting any war? Are we chanting any sthula item? No. We're chanting Krishna. And who is Krishna? Krishna is ever powerful, so attractive. So obviously his name would be attractive too. Someday or the other, we will get attached to this Nama Sankirtana. We will get attached to this chanting, and only by hearing what we are chanting, we get this taste. So Srila Shukadev Goswami also speaks in Srimad Bhagavatam. पिबन्ति ये भगवत आत्मनः सतां कथामृतश्रवणभूतेषु सम्भृतम् पुनन्ति ते विदूषिताशयं व्रजन्ति तच्चरणं सरोरुहन्तिकम्. Those who drink through oral reception, drinking means hearing, chanting. So those who drink through oral reception, fully filled with the nectarine message of Lord Krishna, the beloved of the devotees, purify the polluted aim of life known as material enjoyment, and thus go back to Godhead, to the lotus feet of Him, the personality of Godhead. So, hearing is the oral reception, and chanting is our tongue's siddhi. When we do these two things, it's actually giving us the nectar of Lord Hari's name. So, Lord Hari is personally present in his name also, which, when we chant, purifies everything, not only people around us, the environment around us, the attachment, the the attachment which we have with the material things also gets purified, and thus we become eligible to go back to Godhead. How can I bring this slideshow from where I am? Start from beginning. No. Sorry, Mataji, playing with this slideshow.
It's
Um,
okay, Mataji.
got it. Yeah. So, therefore, with enthusiasm, with firm faith and patience, one should always continue to hear and chant Krishna's name, form, qualities, and pastimes. So, we'll see what Srila Prabhupada is telling us in the purport. Basically, what Srila Prabhupada's purport is has been broken down into this slide, the table here. So Srila Prabhupada is talking about symptoms of a disease. And now, what is the disease? And then, cause of disease, how to cure, and beyond cure. The four main topics are covered in Srila Prabhupada's purport. So, what Srila Prabhupada is saying, based on Rupa Goswami's translation or Rupa Goswami's verse, that the holy name is like a medicine and which is sweet in nature. And this avidya, the ignorance that we are the body, we are not the soul, we are the body. So enjoy till the body is there. The body is temporary. So our enjoyment should be very quick. We should grab each and every possibility to enjoy this life. So that is avidya. That is ignorance. So what is vidya? Vidya is that we are not the body. We are the soul. So as long as we are in this body,
Better.
Haribol,
Yes, Mataji.
as
Oh,
long
Revati
as
is talking in between. Sorry, Mataji.
okay. As long as we are in this body, we are taking care of this body so that we can nurture our soul. So soul, we have to take care of the soul. That is vidya. So the jaundice is compared to this ignorance. We have got this disease called avidya, which is jaundice. And as we have got this avidya, we cannot taste the sweetness of the name, character, pastimes of Krishna. So it is very important for us to understand what is the disease and how we can cure this disease. So the natural relish awakens within this tongue and his disease is gradually destroyed. So we have to keep on taking Lord's name because that is the sweet candy, that is the medicine to take us out of this avidya. So Srila Prabhupada's purport, the holy name of Lord Krishna, his quality, pastime, and so forth are all of the nature of absolute truth, beauty, and bliss. Naturally, they are very sweet, like sugar candy, which appeals to everyone. Nescience, however, is compared to the disease called jaundice, which is caused by bilious secretion. So now, jaundice as a medical terminology, Srila Prabhupada is explaining it in a medical terms. Some bilious secretion, which is through acidity, too much of acidity. Attacked by jaundice, the tongue of a diseased person cannot palatably relish sweet candy. So person who has got jaundice definitely doesn't understand when they drink even the sweetest of the sweetest drink, which is sugarcane juice drink. They cannot relish sugarcane's sweetness. Rather, a person with jaundice considers something sweet to taste very bitter. So that bitterness, avidya, ignorance, similarly perverts the ability to relish the transcendently palatable name, quality, form, pastime of Krishna. Despite this disease, if one with great care and intention take to Krishna consciousness, chanting the holy name and hearing Krishna's transcendental pastime, his ignorance will be destroyed and his tongue enable to taste the sweetness of the transcendental nature of Krishna and his paraphernalia, such a recovery of spiritual health is possible only by regular cultivation of Krishna consciousness. So, when a person has jaundice, they have given a tablet to take, that tablet is sweet for a person who doesn't have jaundice. But for a person who is afflicted with jaundice, that tablet is not sweet. But they still take the tablet to get out of that disease. Mataji, can you read the next para, please?
Yes, Mataji. When a man in the material world takes more interest in the materialistic way of life than in Krishna consciousness, he is considered to be in a diseased condition. The normal condition is to remain an eternal servant of the Lord. Jivera Swarupahai Nitya Krishnera Nitya Das. This healthy condition is lost when the living entity forgets uh, Krishna
You too.
due to being attracted by the external features of Krishna's Maya energy. This world of Maya is called Durashraya, which means false or bad shelter. One who puts his faith in Durashraya becomes a candidate for hoping against hope. In the material world, everyone is trying to become happy, and although their material attempts are baffled in every way due to their nescience, they cannot understand their mistakes. People try to rectify one mistake by making another mistake. This is the way of the struggle for existence in the material world. If one if one in this condition is advised to take to Krishna consciousness and be happy, he does not accept such instructions. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So this is explained in this table where symptoms of disease we just read: no taste, name, and form. The sugar candy tastes like bitter. And then cause of the disease, we've just started reading cause of the disease, that individual have this disease because they are ignorant, because they are forgetful. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Madhya Leela, he's saying Krishna Bhuli, and then the Madhya Leela again gibberish. That's what Srila Prabhupada is mentioning here in this. So that has been covered in this part. Then distracted by Maya, false and bad shelter, Durashraya. Srila Prabhupada is covered also the faith when people put on people who are not Krishna conscious. They are called Durashraya. So hope against hope, then cannot understand their own mistakes. So now we will go through collective why people collectively do not understand Krishna Prema, do not understand God consciousness, because there are atheistic leaderships. People are misled by these atheist leaders. And then, even in Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that Namadushkritino Mudha Prapatyante Naradhama Mayaya Aparita Jnana Asuram Bhavam Ashrita. So, there are four kind of people who do not come to me, and that is explained in Bhagavad Gita 7.15. There is also people who are opposed to devotees. So no reason, they just don't like devotees. And then Srila Prabhupada also mentions personally never surrender to Krishna, which is Srila Prabhupada will say about envious people. So this Krishna conscious movement is being spread all over the world just to remedy this gross ignorance. People in general are misled by blind leaders, the leaders of the human society. They can be politicians, they can be philosophers, they can be actors, they can be scientists, they can be in any shape and size in a form where they can show their fame. They by default becomes leaders. Hare Krishna Bhagavad Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, my apologies for the delay.
Welcome to the
Thank
class. It's only you two.
you. Special class.
Special class. And this is a special verse to verse number 7. 8 and 9, they are the heart of Srila Rupa Goswami's commentary on this nectar of instruction.
Yes, Mataji.
So, Prabhu, is it okay if you read from here, or you need some time?
No, I'm good. According to Bhagavad Gita, because they are bereft of all factual knowledge due to their atheistic way of life, they are actually sinful rascals and are the lowest among men. Namam dushkritino mula prapadyante naradhama mayaya paharta jnana asuram bhavam ashrita. Those miscreants who are grossly foolish, lowest among mankind, and whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partake of the atheistic nature of demons, do not surrender unto me. Bhagavad Gita 7:15.
Thank you, Prabhu. So, as per the table, so what I'm doing, Prabhu, this table I just found it. So I'm attaching this table with Srila Prabhupada's purport. So up till now, we have finished the leftmost side of the line, which is symptoms of the disease. So we are talking about disease called jaundice, and this jaundice is kind of a metaphor or analogy to avidya. Avidya means I am the enjoyer of this world. I am the body, so I have to take care of this body, which will last for 100 years. So I need to enjoy at most I can, because that's the end of my life. That is avidya, which is called jaundice in Srila Prabhupada's purport. And also, Srila Rupa Goswami has the text number 7, which is talking about this disease. Then we were talking about the individual, the cause. Why do we get this disease? What is the cause of this disease? The cause of this disease can be varied. So it can be an individual who doesn't want to do it. It can be due to that individual's ignorance and forgetfulness. When it is ignorance, what is this? And when it is forgetfulness, it's the, the forgetfulness of what? Forgetfulness of that Krishna's. That's what Srila Prabhupada is talking in his para. Jivera Swarupa Hoy Krishnera Nityadasa. That point is forget. That point, an individual's soul forgets. And because he forgets that point, he falls into this material misconception. Then we talked about distraction by Maya. Maya is always alluring us. We get also bad association, which is Srila Prabhupada is talking as a durashraya. So it can be an individual who is a durashraya, or it can be the world which we are thinking will give us happiness. That thought can also be compared to durashraya. I went too fast. Now, Srila Prabhupada is telling that the cause of disease can be collective also. So now we read about individual, and Srila Prabhupada is saying it can be collective also. So how collective? Collective like mass destruction, right? One individual leader does something, and that leader himself would not know how many people are following him. So that atheistic leaderships we have in our world, whether it's Srila Prabhupada is talking about, like whether it's politician, whether it's a philosopher, scientist, and I'm adding that it can be also a singer, a poet, Hollywood or Bollywood actor, or actresses. They are leader by default. Even they don't want to be, they are leader by default, and people are following them. So going back to the table again, so atheistic leadership, yeah, they are misled by blind leaders. We just read this 7.15 that there are 4 kind of people who will never come to God consciousness. Who are those 4 kind of people? Who are grossly foolish, who are lowest among the mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partake the atheistic nature of demon. These are the 4 kind of people who will never surrender to me. Me means Krishna. Then oppose devotee endeavor. Whatever devotees do, they just enjoy opposing their efforts. Whose? Devotees. So, Mataji, do you want to read this para, please?
Such people never surrender to Krishna, and they oppose the endeavor of those who wish to take Krishna's shelter. When such atheists become leaders of society, the entire atmosphere is surcharged with nescience. In such a condition, people do not become very enthusiastic to receive this Krishna consciousness movement. Just as a deceased person suffering from jaundice does not relish the taste of sugar candy. However, one must know that for jaundice, sugar candy is the only specific medicine. Similarly, in the present confused state of humanity, Krishna consciousness, the chanting of the holy names of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, is the only remedy for setting the world aright. Although Krishna consciousness may not be very palatable for a deceased person, Srila Rupa Goswami nonetheless advises that if one wants to be cured of the material diseases, he must take to it with great care and attention. One begins his treatment by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, because by chanting this holy name of the Lord, a person in the material condition will be relieved from all misconceptions. Chetodarpanamarjanam, avidya, a misconception about one's spiritual identity, provides the foundation for ahankara or false ego within the heart. Hare Krishna. Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. You must have heard this story of His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj when he was like fit and he was giving a class in a public outside the temple, and one of the envious Westerner, a white body boy, he didn't like that His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj, being a white body, preaching Hinduism. For him, it was like that. Why is he talking about Indian gods and Indian philosophy? So he didn't like it, and he shot gun on Srila Prabhupada. You know this story?
Mataji, I know he slitted throat of my Guru Maharaj. I don't know shot gun he used. I don't know,
Oh,
Mataji.
I don't know. So mm
Uh-huh.
that's what Maharaj has got so many attacks by different people. Even if it's not people, then Maya, accidents and things like that. So it's their endeavor. They want to spread Krishna consciousness, but see how constantly something or the other, whether it's an individual, um, you know, stabbing him, or whether it's Maya pushing him to an accident, things like that. There's always
I don't think
challenges.
so, Mataji. Maya, it is Kali's Kali presence does like that, because now Kali Yuga is his kingdom. So anything religious things he doesn't allow to do that. So through
Yeah.
people he attacks religious people.
So are you saying we should not say Maya? We should say
No,
Kali?
Mataji, Maya is not she never disturb pure devotees. Only Kali
Yeah.
does. Physical attacks, all these things are done by Kali and Kali Chelas.
Thank you.
We can see in Prabhupada's thing, like when Prabhupada was teaching to his disciples, sometimes they will be very sincere, but so Kali will take a chance to um, um, make them lustful, like
Yeah.
making sending some girls like that. So he used to do make them fall down from Krishna consciousness. Maya will never do like never make devotees fall down from Krishna consciousness, but she gives
Challenges.
they'll become immune to material. They'll become more strong in Krishna consciousness. She's servant of the Lord.
Oh, nice.
Sorry,
Thank you.
Mataji, sorry.
Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, see, this is what we keep seeing people get so many challenges and obstacles in their path. So in this table where the third point at the bottom, oppose devotees' endeavors. This is what the point is talking about. And then personally never surrender to Krishna. So the real disease is in the heart. If the mind is cleansed, so we are talking about cure. If we understand the disease correctly by its symptom, and then we need to understand the cause. Once the cause is seen, then we can talk about cure, how to cure it. If the mind is cleansed, however, if consciousness is cleansed, a person cannot be harmed by the material disease. To cleanse the mind and heart from all misconception, one should take to this chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. This is both easy and beneficial. By chanting the holy name of the Lord, one is immediately freed from the blazing fire of material existence. Sorry, Modi, give me a second. Sorry, I'm back. So personally never surrender to Krishna, cure. So we're talking about cure. Yeah. So the disease is in our heart through our mind. Mind is constantly engaging us with the material hankerings and things like that. So once we clean this mind and our heart, then we would understand the love of God. And how we do that? The medicine is chanting of the holy name. So there are 3 stages in chanting of the holy name. So we read what, chanting, method and attention, which is care and attention, benefits, easy and beneficial, effects, we are going to read that one. So there are 3 stages of chanting of holy name: the offensive stage, the stage of lessening offenses, and the pure stage. When a neophyte takes to the chanting of Hare Krishna mantra, he generally commits many offenses. There are 10 basic offenses, and if the devotees avoid these, he can glimpse the next stage, which is situated between offensive chanting and pure chanting. When one attains the pure stage, he is immediately liberated. This is called Bhava Mahad. Oh, this is called Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam. As soon as one is liberated from the blazing fire of material existence, he can relish the taste of transcendental life. So the 3 stages of holy name is offensive chanting, the stage of lessening offenses, which is in middle, and then pure stage. Prabhuji, can you read, please?
The conclusion is that in order to get freed from the material disease, one must take to the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. The Krishna consciousness movement is especially meant for creating an atmosphere in which people can take to the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. One must begin with faith. And when this faith is increased by chanting, a person can become a member of the society. We are sending Sankirtana parties all over the world, and they're experiencing that even in the remotest part of the world where there is no knowledge of Krishna. The Hare Krishna Maha Mantra attracts thousands of men to our camp. In some areas, people begin to imitate the devotees by shaving their heads and chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra only a few days ago or a few days after hearing the mantra. This may be imitative, but imitation of a good thing is desired. Some imitators gradually become interested in being initiated by the spiritual master and offer themselves for initiation.
The imitation, Srila Prabhupada is saying, imitation is good if you're doing it for a good thing. Yes.
If one is sincere, he is initiated, and this stage is called Bhajana Kriya. When then actually engages in the service of the Lord by regularly chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra 16 rounds daily and refraining from illicit sex, intoxicants, meat eating, and gambling. By Bhajan Kriya, one attains freedom from the contamination of the materialistic life. He no longer goes to a restaurant or hotel to taste so-called palatable dishes made with meat and onions, nor does he care to smoke or drink tea or coffee. He not only refrains from illicit sex, but avoids sex life entirely, nor is he interested in wasting his time in speculating or gambling. In this way, it is to be understood that one is becoming cleansed of unwanted things, anartha nivritti. The word anartha refers to the unwanted things. Anarthas are vanquished when one becomes attached to the Krishna consciousness movement.
Thank you. So, cure. Where can this cure be? It can be done in ISKCON by Srila Prabhupada's movement. How? The Shraddha, this is what, no? The three stages. Yeah? The three stages, Shraddha, little faith, or Bhajana Kriya. And then 16 rounds and 4 regulative principles. There's another way also ISKCON is providing, which is Sadhu Sangha. Come to the temple, which is Srila Prabhupada's temple. Do Sankirtana there. And what will happen if you do Sadhu Sangha, Sankirtana? Anartha Nivritti will also take place, which is the biggest part of the Bhajana Kriya. When you constantly engage yourself in the devotional service and Sankirtana movement, your Anartha Nivritti will be gone. So, what is Anartha Nivritti?
Mataji, bad habits which are accumulated from so many lifetimes. Bad habits. Srila
How
Prabhupada.
come bad habits can be detrimental to chanting?
Yeah, like Srila Prabhupada gives example in one of his lecture, like no child will practice smoking by birth. He never says, "Give me cigarettes." He just desire for milk. That is God gift. So cigarette smoking the cigarette is not child habits. By seeing, by hearing, by watching, child learns. So this is anartha.
Oh, nice way of explaining. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So when we take these bad habits out, anartha nivritti, how do we do that? By following the regulative principles, following celibacy, no gambling, no tea, coffee, restaurants. So the things which endures you to do it again and again, and without doing those things, you don't feel okay. Like tea and coffee, smoking, it is a habit and it intoxicates you to a point that you cannot live without it. So when things are in your life like this, it is very hard to follow those 16 rounds of chanting, 4 regulative principles. So does that mean that you first stop tea drinking, stop smoking, and then start chanting? It's a question.
For my experience, Mataji, when I was attending Bhakti Riksha, when I heard those things, I was not able to quit suddenly. It took time for me. So slowly, I started giving up. So then one day I completely gave up. So
But Mataji, you didn't give up and you were able to focus on giving up, but did you stop chanting or did you waited for
no,
fully
I
give up
was
and
doing.
then chant?
I was chanting. That was that was the love I had, affection I had for chanting. That the thing attracted towards Krishna to me, like devotees, their tilak, their dressing sense, and
Mm,
worshiping the Lord. The way they were enjoying chanting the holy names of the Lord. So all these
mm,
things attractive to me. So then I was doing all those things, but internally I was battling with these things.
mm,
So slowly, I was practicing those good things, and I was slowly practicing giving up these bad things,
mm.
anarthas. So one day I was able to, by a devotee's mercy and Krishna's mercy.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Yes. Yes, Prabhuji.
The same thing, Alchi. I think it's the measure of your progress. So
Mm,
introduce chanting in your life, and as you get more sincere and you doing it with attention, that's the most important thing. Then you will see that you will naturally again develop a distaste for things which are unwanted,
mm,
because anartha is unwanted things.
mm,
And then it will start making sense to you, because you would have some own realizations when you will take these ones. Your focus, if you get that attention
mm,
during a chanting, will not be there. And once it's just a taste that you get once, relishing your chanting, then you just want to go on. And
mm.
these things will just drop along the way based on the sincerity that you put in.
Yeah. So nivritti is the tendency, it's a propensity which the soul is carrying. Doesn't want to, but it is carrying. And when we focus on co-regulative principle, 16 rounds, and try to refrain ourselves from these habits, then it helps us for the pure name. See, there are three different names, right? Offensive. So at the moment when we are at this stage, anartha nivritti, trying to get rid of the intoxicants in our life, whether it can be a small thing also, tea. The We are in the offensive stage. Once we understand those part, we come to the stage of lessening offenses, and then only we achieve the pure stage of nama sankirtan. So that's covered with cure. Now, Srila Prabhupada has also given us some more points apart from cure. Oh my god, I'm so not used to this. Yeah. Who wants to read?
I'll read, Mataji.
Yeah.
When a person is relieved from unwanted things, he becomes fixed in executing his Krishna activities. Indeed, he becomes attached to such activities and experiences ecstasy in executing devotional service. This is called bhava, the preliminary awakening of dormant love of Godhead. Thus, the conditioned soul becomes free from material existence and loses interest in the bodily conception of life, including material opulence, material knowledge, and material attraction of all variety. At such a time, one can understand who the Supreme Personality of Godhead is and what his Maya is. Although Maya may
This
be
is what
present,
Prabhu you just talked about. And it becomes so pleasing and validating that, oh, I'm also thinking about that, and Srila Prabhupada is talking about that too. Oops. Yes, Mataji, sorry.
Although Maya may be present, it cannot disturb a devotee once he attains the bhava stage. This is because the devotee can see the real position of Maya. Maya means forgetfulness of Krishna, and forgetfulness of Krishna and Krishna consciousness stand side by side like light and shadow. If one remains in shadow, he cannot enjoy the facilities offered by light, and if one remains in light, he cannot be disturbed by the darkness of shadow. By taking to Krishna consciousness, one gradually becomes liberated and remains in light indeed. He does not even touch the darkness. As confirmed in the Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 22.31, Krishna Surya Sama Maya Haya Andakara. Yahan Krishna Tahan Nahi Mayara Adhikara. Krishna is compared to sunshine and Maya is compared to darkness. Wherever there is sunshine, there cannot be darkness. As soon as one takes to Krishna consciousness, the darkness of illusion, the influence of the external energy will immediately vanish. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. And that's the end of Srila Prabhupada's purport. So beyond cure, what Srila Prabhupada was talking about is bhava. What is bhava? Which is the preliminary awakening of dormant love of God. There are three symptoms: no bodily concept, understand Krishna and Maya. So we need to understand both to make differentiation and pick which one is suitable. So undisturbed by Maya, which a person is already Krishna conscious, and then it's like sun and shadow. So that completes Srila Prabhupada's purport. Then I've just picked few of the metaphors from different slides. So dive deep into Krishna consciousness, so DIVE. So how long you're taking duration, how intensely you're taking the name of Krishna. Variety, we look for variety, but even in chanting, we can have variety. Can anyone talk about that point? And the last one is extent. So dive deep into Krishna consciousness, duration, intensity, variety, and extent.
I think that's maybe.
Extent, Mataji. Oh, sorry, Prabhu.
Yeah, I'll let you. Mataji, if you want. My one is just thinking extent is the influence of your chanting, because once you're trying to put your focus on your initial Krishna conscious activity, which could be chanting, but then or could be book reading or doing any kind of service, and then slowly, as you will start relishing that activity, it will then let you extend that same relishing search, I would put, into the other activities. So it will not stay within one activity, it will extend. So hence the variety, and then the extension happens where you actually try to seek. So hence you keep refining yourself, you keep adding more to that activity more better, and hence it extends. But that's my understanding.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhu. Prabhu, how do you pronounce your name? Bhagavata or Bhagavat?
When my Gurudev was giving the name, he actually gave the definition and he was very clear. So it is Bhagavata. He said it's not Bhagavat. So
Bhagavata.
yeah, so that's my Guru's blessing. So Bhagavata Das, not the Bhagavata, but the Das of Bhagavatas.
Bhagavata Das. Okay. Thank you. Yes, Mataji. What comes in your mind when you see this dive, DIVE, deep into Krishna consciousness?
Once I heard, Mataji, we should dive deep inside the ocean of devotional service. If we float outside the ocean, we will become prey to
The birds.
other birds, or any living entity can
Yeah.
come and catch us very easily
Yeah.
and eat us. But when we go inside the ocean, we live there, nobody can harm us. So we should realize Krishna consciousness, or deepen our Krishna consciousness so deep that nobody can steal our devotion.
How do you, how, if someone asks you, what is the meaning of going deep into Krishna consciousness?
um, Going deep means understanding your spiritual master mood and what they are expecting from us, and understanding their instructions.
What
So
if
that is
someone
very
doesn't
important.
have a spiritual master?
What, Mataji?
What if someone doesn't have a spiritual master?
So Srila Prabhupada is their spiritual master. Till they accept spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada says, I am the Siksha Guru. So Srila Prabhupada is the Siksha Guru. Nobody can deny that, okay, I am independent in ISKCON, I can follow whatever. No, as soon as the person enters the ISKCON, he'll automatically obey Srila
Follow
Prabhupada
him. Yeah.
Siksha. Even anyone can explain to him, or no, if he doesn't have anyone to explain to him, but still automatically he will follow Prabhupada's instructions, like through attending Mangala Arati, Tulsi Arati, chanting. By this, he automatically attracts Srila Prabhupada's mercy. So this is how mercy flows, Mataji. Nobody can escape from Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah, true. Thank you. What I was asking is, we do talk very highly sometimes. We miss the point that some of the people would not understand that philosophy that highly. So making it simpler, dive deep into the ocean or dive deep into Krishna consciousness, duration, intensity, variety, and extent. Um, as long as we understand the principle, don't worry about how others are following that principle. They may be following that principle based on their time, place, and circumstances. May not suit me. But if I understand the principle and I will follow as per my capacity, that is dive deep into Krishna consciousness. If I like someone wearing tilak, someone wearing sari, I also want to wear sari. That is where I'm floating on the surface. I'm not I haven't gone deeper into Krishna consciousness. Now we come to I'm going the other way around. Now we come to the left side of this slide where it's given two bars, one with P and N, where P stands for poison and N stands for nectar. In spiritual happiness, when we are entering into the spiritual journey, the spiritual happiness is considered that first time it will be like bitter. It will be like poison. That small green pea is poison. Why? Because we are going against the flow. Everyone is, enjoying. They are in their own world. They don't care about anybody else. But we are being told to care about the soul. Forget about anybody else. Care about the soul which we can't see. So for an individual who is a material conscious coming to a spiritual land, spiritual understanding, the first bit is really hard because we are going against the stream. Whereas in material happiness, the nectar is very small because they don't understand the happiness. The happiness definition in material language is absence of pain. That is happiness. So for them, the nectar is small. For spiritual happiness, the poison is small. And then once the poison's portion is diminished, we then slowly, gradually enjoy the nectar of Krishna consciousness. Whereas with material happiness, material consciousness, people think that is what nectar is, that to enjoy. No matter how, we are ramping others or we are misled by others, we don't care about others. As long as we are focused on our own happiness, we understand a little bit of happiness. But then later on, we all know, we have been through this, the poison gets more and more. It's never ending. So that is coming from Bhagavad Gita 18.137 and 18.138. Then the one bottom, let's make our intelligence fit. Because mind is like a child. It is always be telling us, do this, do that, eat this, eat that, listen. And it's the mother, which is our intelligence, which will help us. So let's make this mother intelligence strong by futility, insubstantiality, and temporality. The material happiness is temporary. And if we keep it temporary, we focus on something which is permanent. Why? Because we are intelligent beings who will look into the permanent happiness. And then we come to sing your own way to happiness. So, the dive duration, how long you are sustaining that, Hare Krishna or Sankirtana movement. Intensity. Some people may 24 hours looks like they are chanting, but they might be chanting thinking something else. They might be in temple physically somewhere, physically in temple, but mentally somewhere else. So intensity. Variety, we need variety. We get bored very quickly. So even in Krishna consciousness, we have these varieties. So keeping the principle intact, variety of doing those principles. And then extent. So the sing your way comes in variety. So when we understand S is special, we have given this special mercy by Srila Prabhupada. We need to acknowledge it, be grateful. Then when we acknowledge it and we are grateful of it, how we are grateful? By increasing the process, increasing the practice of these principles. And we are not dependent on material anymore. We are not dependent on the matter. Vishaya, we are not dependent on Vishaya Vini Vartante Niraharasya Dehinaha. Rasavarjam Rasopyasya Param Drishtva Nivartate. So we are not dependent on this. We are enjoying the nectar through Krishna consciousness. We are not enjoying the nectar through Vishaya Bhoga. And then be generous. If you have got this, please don't keep it to yourself, spread it to everyone. That is called generous. That is sing your way. When you are happy, you are giving happiness to others. It's in a flow, like a swing. You're coming in and out. So you are getting it, you're giving it to someone else, like that. That's how I have interpreted this one. I'll just quickly see what I have got. Okay. Anyone else wants to interpret these ones?
No,
Something
Mataji,
to what I
I had confusion. Can you explain? Let's make our intelligence fit futility, insubstantiality, and temporality. Can you explain, Mataji, if you don't mind?
Futility, I'll have to Google it. Give me a sec. If I have to explain what is futility. Pointless and uselessness. Futility. Then insubstantiality. Quality in lacking substance, reality, and
No, Mataji, my point of view is I understood those words meaning like in the sense of material happiness, those points will fit to a material happiness because futility means fruitless and insubstantiality and temporality, all these fit to material happiness. Am I correct, Mataji?
Yeah. So make your intelligence fit that these are all temporary. The material happiness
Okay.
is fruitless. The material happiness is insubstantial. and it is temporary. So why
Okay.
would you hanker? So not you, please don't take it personally. So why would a soul hanker against a material happiness? In Srila Prabhupada's purport also, Srila Prabhupada is saying, if you are intelligent, uh, do you remember, have we read that part? If an individual soul is intelligent, why would that individual soul hanker for something which is temporary, which is fruitless, which is insubstantial? That is the point I think is we are making. And if we make ourselves firm enough to understand that material world is this FIT, then the intelligence will make the differentiation. When the mind hankers something, then intelligence will guide the mind. Hey, calm down, we want to do this, we should not do this, this is not going to give us nectar, this will give us poison. So to differentiate between the worlds, material world and spiritual world, we need to make our intelligence fit. That's how I understood. Prabhu, if you have anything else, the points which I missed, or maybe you can add.
Just the same thing, Mataji, you said. So that means making our intelligence fit
Okay.
means our intelligence to maybe go against these three degrees of uh, comparison. So
Mm,
whatever we're trying to look for, futility, another one would be fertile. Is it the conducive thing that we want to do? Will this help us in our
mm,
Krishna consciousness?
mm,
What we are actually going to get out of it, which is the substantiality part of it.
mm,
Is it just useless or an activity which will not give us something substantial, just
mm.
a little? And then how long will that sustain
Sustain. Yeah.
once you do it? Which means if it's temporary or is it gonna have a lasting
Mm,
impact?
mm.
So yeah, these can be the three measures which we can see our activity, whatever we're trying to do.
Yeah.
And
Because,
Krishna.
that material happiness, everyone tries to get that material happiness. Even a pig is looking for material happiness. So what is the difference between a pig and a human? It's the intelligence. And once we guide the intelligence based on FIT, DIVE, SING, then the intelligence will help us in spiritual growth. I'm actually missing Rakesh Prabhu. So Rakesh, if Rakesh Prabhu was here, he would have asked me this question. That fine, we are doing all these things. What wrong does it happens when we miss on all these things, when we don't have the taste and still chanting? Um, would anyone like to answer that? So, what is the danger of not following, you know, not following the disease, or let the disease take its part, and we are chanting, but we still have this disease? Well, what is the greatest diversion, greatest problem we will fall into? I'm just thinking if Rakesh Prabhu would have many, he asked those questions.
Mataji, I can remember Bhaktivinoda Thakur's one poem. I can remember one or two points. I don't know. Maybe one of you can correct
Okay,
me.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, even though you feel while chanting you feel sleepy, anyway you chant. Even though you everything is going against your will in your life, but still chant.
Sure.
Like that, there is one poem of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. That's a very beautiful poem. It's
Mm.
it fits for everyone. It's a very beautiful poem.
Mataji,
Uh,
please find it out and post it in the group.
Yes, sure, Mataji. So, whatever the question you arise, actually, that poem has all explanation. Like
Mm.
Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur requests, whatever is like you are chanting, everything. It's like you are not feeling any taste. You're feeling sleepy. Your life is going you
A
feel
roller
like
coaster.
yeah, yeah. So, but still, you have to chant. See how we do daily activity, like whatever happens in our life, but we never give up eating. So chanting is a food for the soul.
So,
We
okay.
can't do that. So that's what Bhaktivinoda Thakur says in his poem. I think I'll check, Mataji. I
Yes,
have
please.
got screenshot. I'll definitely share that in the group.
Sure. Thank you.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Prabhuji, do you want to say something?
Yes, Mother. So eh, I will take this from two different perspectives. One was, okay, why, if we continue doing it, what is the greatest
Yeah,
downfall?
that was my
So,
question.
so the verse that you said, Vishya vinivartante nirharasya dehinam. So even if we falsely doing it, which means what Prabhupada gives analogy is licking the honey bottle from the outside.
Mm.
We we will not getting the taste, and hence we will start questioning these practices. We
Mm.
will be in the thing that like I'm not getting it. And hence when you were talking about those dive and fit,
Mm.
we can actually take those measures against it. And if someone says, okay, I don't want to get into this, all of it,
Mm.
tell me what will happen. Then say, then this is what Prabhupada is saying, chewing the chewed, in
Mm.
the sense that you have been given something which has been extracted out of its juice, and then you actually chewing it. So you can go on. You don't, that's why sometimes I say, if you don't want to take Krishna consciousness, you can go and try the material world.
Mm.
You can tell me if you get the satisfaction.
Mm.
So the three things of futility, and then substantiality, and then temporality, you can actually compare against those three measures. No one's forcing you to do Krishna consciousness, no problem.
Mm. Mm.
Go ahead and try implementing these principles in your material life. You
Mm.
will find what the problems were. Hence the symptoms, and actually, we will actually be able to see it. Kadam Kanan Swami Maharaj was, in his lectures, he was asked this question, or he actually put this topic right. What if Krishna is not there?
Mm.
And then he gives very nice explanation. At the end, the summary was, okay, if Krishna is not there, if you're not engaging these activities, look at the food that you're eating. A food which is cooked, the fresh, 3 hours before you have to give it to the deities. Look at the kind of music, look at the kind of association that you're getting.
Mm.
Even if from that perspective you're looking at it, you will find that is more nourishing for you.
Mm.
And hence all these principles. So that's why in the dive, the duration is important. Because, and you saying that initially this might feel like a poison thing, but stay there,
Mm.
continue,
Mm.
and then you will start understanding it. So there is no problem. If you feel like you're not getting it, go try the material life. And as Prabhupada was saying, if spiritual life is tough, then material life is impossible.
True. Thank you. I actually wanted to, my question was a bit different. Um, why are we understanding the cure, disease, and everything? Because the point is here, anartha nivriti, that we have this anarthas in our heart. And if we don't identify the disease with its symptoms and then help the disease to cure, then these anarthas will grow. And chanting, bhajana kriya, or devotional services, these are kind of water, yeah, watering the root. Sorry, going in a different analogy from disease and if I go back to the disease and medicine, so the medicine will help, but it will not help cure the disease. Rather, it will give problem to other body problems if we don't understand the cause of the disease. Going back to a different analogy, if we keep watering the plant, the seed which our Gurudev has given us, or Srila Prabhupada through coming to ISKCON, there is this seed, we have put it in the soil, we are watering it, but that water or the fertilizer will go to the weeds, not to the actual creeper of bhakti. And that's why we need to understand the disease cause and we need to focus on curing it, and which is Nama Harinam Sankirtan. That's all. So 7, 8, and 9, they are connected. and they are the main topics of Shrupa Goswami's Nectar of Instruction, Upadesha. Yeah. Am I saying right? Yeah, Upadeshamrita. So this is the main Upadesh which Rupa Goswami is trying to give us, that no matter what, which Manoharini Mataji has explained, and even Bhagavata Prabhu, you have also said, no matter what comes in your way, please chant. Chant, 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 and one day you will understand why am I chanting, and then you will understand the cure part. But at this moment, we just need to concentrate on chant, and then slowly, slowly the qualities will come. So I will finish the class here, and I would prefer if there are more people rather than just less, and for the sake of just running the class. I'll put down in the group chat if on 4th, I guess, 4th, if anyone is there, we'll have the class. If not, if less people, then we might not take the class. Do you agree?
Just Mother, I think you trying to make sure that these are the very important concepts
Yeah.
that should be given to everyone. So yeah, I
I
appreciate.
mean, in our this class, both of you have, chipped in, and you have put down your points as well. But then, if there are more people, they will also have this clearing their doubts and all. Yeah, so that's why I'm thinking maybe till 9 I will have at least 4 in the class, and then I'll quickly wind up the last two.
Yes, Mother, you can put a poll in there and then see how many people respond, or the way you do it anyway.
Yeah, I'll do that. Is it okay, Manoharini Mataji? Because I was really, not pushed in a bad way, but I was really charged up with your statement that yes, the show must